Hey, rich friends, it's your girl Cha reporting live from the Money Mantra, and we are back with another Forex education video. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I have been a Forex trader and educator for about 4 years now. So I created this channel to help as many people as possible become independent and profitable traders. So if that's something that you're looking for, you are definitely in the right place. To all of my returning subscribers, welcome back, guys. I hope you really have been taking the education seriously and not only watching the videos, but actively applying what you are learning. I appreciate all of the comments, all of the shares, all of the interactions and questions that you guys ask. And remember that if the YouTube videos just aren't enough and you actually want to work with me one-on-one as a personal mentor, you can register for personal mentorship, and that information is down below in my description box. So in today's quick video, we're going to be doing a trade breakdown, which is a explanation or a back testing of a trade that was shared with the students that I'm currently mentoring. So from this screenshot, we can see that this trade was posted on February 7th, 2024, and it was recommended for a buy on EURUSD, as we can see here. Um, I set a buy limit, which is a type of pending order. And I also gave them a couple of different TPs that they can look for. And TPs just stand for take profit, which are places that they could potentially get out of the market with money. So we're going to take a look at TradingView and we're going to see how this trade actually played out because it was good. It's doing a little bit of retracing right now, but we're going to get to that. So first and foremost, when I analyzed this trade on February 7th, I did look for I did look for the few confirmations that I like to get when looking at a trade. Now, the first thing I noticed was that, and I actually believe I started on the weekly, but that may be too small to see. So we're going to go ahead and look at it on the daily. So the first thing that I noticed was that the market was in a demand zone. And a demand zone is highlighted by this green box right here. Now, supply and demand are two things when you are trading that you want to look for, and this will help you actually be able to enter your trades or find better entry points. So a demand zone is a place in the market where we can see price was coming off of a heavy selling trend, and then it reversed and went up. So we can see that the demand was in this area. Price was having a hard time getting any lower, and then it decided to buy. Now, the red area is called the supply zone. So we can see that the supply zone was here, and then the market actually sold. It created a new demand zone here, and then it bought. It created a new supply zone here. We come down, we have a new demand zone, and so on and so forth. So when you notice that, and let me just zoom in a little on this side, guys. So whenever you notice that your candles have been rejecting going any lower and they're pretty close to that demand zone, this could be an indication that the market is actually going to be starting a buying trend soon. So that's the first thing I noticed. My candles were actually in this zone and I set my TP about halfway through the highest candle because when the market is buying or you're going to enter for a buy, the whole purpose is to create higher highs because price is going higher. Now, the next thing I noticed was that my stochastic oscillator was above 20. Now, what you'll notice on the stochastic is that you have a couple of dotted lines. This is the 80 line, this is the 50 line, and this is the 20% line. Now, an entry signal that I like to use for my trades is that if the market crosses back above the 20% line, that's usually an indication for a buy. And we can see examples of that here. The market crossed above the 20 line, and then we also had all of this buying motion here. So I have those two really strong confirmations. Now, I usually like to say 3 confirmations are good, 4 confirmations are great, and 5 confirmations are fantastic. But the fact that I saw the candles already rejecting the previous demand zone and my stochastic was already above 20, I felt confident enough to go ahead and take this trade. So we're going to go ahead and put this on a smaller time frame. Let me see if I can just make this smaller. so that we can actually see how this trade played out. And again, if we, now that we're on a small time frame, we can see the demand zone here. We can see price was going higher. The demand kept getting higher and higher. So here we are. So let's just go ahead and play this. So as we can see, price started to go a little higher and then it started to drop, which was actually great because remember, this was a pending order. Now, as soon as it hit that gray line, we were actually into the trade. Our trade was triggered, and now price is going up. Now, that first black line that you see up there, that is my take profit one, which is about 40 pips. So we're going to go ahead and just let the trade play out. So we can see it was having a hard time getting lower than it was before. We can actually see if it revisits our entry point again, which it did. So if you missed the trade, you had another opportunity to enter. And then that is when the trade actually took off, with new demand zones being created consistently. Prices having a hard time getting any lower, as we can see, and it's still climbing, still climbing. It's slow, but it's coming, guys. Don't worry. Let me just drag this over. I don't know if the replay is going to stop. All right, there we go. So we can see TP1 was literally tapped, and then the market is now in our demand zone once again. So if you did miss the trade, you might have an opportunity to get in if you plan on holding Euro USD for some time. So we still have TP2 pending. As we can see, the trade didn't really get much lower than it did before. So it may come back and hit TP1. So if you missed it, like I said, you can probably re-enter. It'll probably push up to TP2, come back down to the demand zone, and hopefully push up to TP3. Now we do have some signals here. As we can see here, we have a higher demand being created. So I would look for this trade to continue to buy, but it's going to be completely up to you if this is something that you want to take or look at. Hopefully you see this video in time, but even if you don't, you can always set these as pending orders, for trades that may happen in the future, since we can see that these are such strong, the market is having such strong reactions to these areas. So that's really all I have for you guys today. I hope that this explanation was helpful. So next time you go in the market, these are things that you can look for. Now, I do have a bunch of videos on my YouTube that you can explore that will help you become an independent and profitable trader. But I know that if you want to cut through all the noise and have someone hold you accountable, you want a structured learning environment, and you want to be in a community of other traders, it would be in your best interest to actually go ahead and register for personal mentorship, and that information is down below in the description box. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you learned something today. And more importantly, continue to share and push the education forward. So that's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, rich friends.